very warm welcome to the Talanta Eye. In this edition, as always, we're going to start discussions from issues hitting your newsstands. And today we'll just kick off from what is on our papers. And on the front pages today, we can see so many governors assuming offices as they have been taking their oaths of office, starting from last week all the way to this week. And even today, we are going to have several others taking oath of office. So far, we've had 43 governors take oath of office. Amongst them, there are 22 new governors and 21 are re-elected governors. Today, we expect the Mombasa governor, Ali Hassan Joho, to take his oath of office, the Kirinyaga governor, Anne Waiguru, and Bomet's governor, Joyce Laboso, to be taking office. Now, as they get in, they're all coming in with a lot of promises to clear corruption, to help the youth get employment, and a lot of cleanup exercises. It's all about changing the tide for these leaders. And a lot of the eyes of the county members will be on them, though there's a lot of fears that massive jobs will be lost because most of these governors have already made their intentions to overhaul the system and the working force very clear. Especially, we had the Sierra Governor, Colonel Rosanga, talking about laying off all the staff, all the county workers who did not support his campaign because he feels that's a betrayal to the people and they should not continue to serve the county. Now, on Standard paper today, there's a story that shows that matatu fares are likely to go up, especially after the introduction of the toll stations. Now, there has been talk of introduction of toll stations, which are supposed to generate revenue to maintain and improve our roads. However, according to the Matatu Welfare Association chairperson, Mr. Dixon Mbogwa, he feels that this is a double taxation move because there's already a fuel levy and a fuel tax that's supposed to generate revenue for the maintenance of these roads. He also feels that the domestic taxes that Kenyans pay are enough or are supposed to contribute to the revenue of the government to be able to implement such activities. I know this could affect a lot of activities, especially in our city, seeing as the first phase is going to be on the Nairobi-Mombasa highway and the Nairobi Southern bypass. And one cannot forget that most of the commodities, even businesses, rely on road transport for a lot of activities to go on. And this might also result into prices of several other commodities going up. And so it's very important that we have a sober discussion about these toll stations. Are they really necessary? Do you feel that the government should just carry on from the taxes that they collect from us Kenyans and maintain the roads from that? I mean, at least that's my thinking, and I would like to hear what your feel is on this issue. Our paper talks is really focused on what the governors are looking to do, and it's very, very important that we remember to hold them accountable to all the promises they're making as they take their oath of office, because they are there to serve us. Now, there's a story that is here on the Standard as well that caught my attention because this kind of heroism is rarely ever seen. We have had a lot of efforts to make sure that we protect our elephants. We've had so many, dinners, so many fundraising, so many organizations. But one particular action of Mr. Benjamin Mwangi from Mabomani village, somewhere in the Savo area, has actually gotten a lot of people talking because he risked his life. In fact, he survived from being trampled by an elephant as he was trying to protect it from the wrath of residents. It was able to make its way out of the park, and on seeing a mob in the villagers trying to stone it to death and attack it, he tried to resolve the dispute, because of course this human-animal interaction happens a lot in a lot of the communities and has led to the loss of a lot of wildlife. So he went out, put his life on the line, even got trapped underneath the legs of the enraged elephants, trying to calm the people down and trying to get them to get back to the village as he waited upon KWS officers to be able to calm and solve the situation. He's an honorary KWS warden, but he has sustained quite some injuries. He has some broken ribs. He's also broken his pelvic bone and dislocated a hip joint. So we really hope that he recovers from this. But such kind of heroism should be rewarded, and we should all be ready to protect our wildlife in that manner, because this is our country. We love the beauty. The wildlife in our country also makes part of the beauty of our country. Now, before we go for our first break, there's a story about KCB being one of the most environmentally conscious organizations out there. Now, they have screened over 268 billion Kenyan shillings in loans to make sure that they mitigate against any environmental or social risks. It's very, very good and commendable amongst corporate organizations. If we had all corporate organizations getting on board to protect our environment, that would be very, very important, because at least for them, they believe that business is no longer about making profits, but about transforming the lives of our community. And being a bank that has the largest branch network in the region, with at least 250 branches, then it sets a good precedence for the corporate sector, and we hope to see so many others towing the line. So be with us and join us after this break.
Talanta Institute is the center of excellence, offering practical training in media studies, digital marketing, music studies, DJing, performing arts, hospitality, ICT, and computer studies. For more information, call us on 0734 777778 or visit our website at www.talanta.global. Talanta Institute, unveiling champions.
Welcome back to the Talanta Eye. We're still looking at issues hitting your news and sparking off discussions from them. And thank you for staying with us through that break. I'm taking you straight to a story of importance, something you might all relate to. We all know social media is the thing. We are talking about all of us going digital, and that has been a talk for most of us. And this is something that, according to Harvard Business Review, that has taken root, especially in the corporate section. You can see that a lot of companies, a lot of firms are investing a lot of money so that they can be able to get their stake in social media, claim their stake, get brand awareness, and even get more following. Nowadays, it's so important for companies to get those likes, get those followers. And that's why I'll also take this opportunity to ask you to follow us and like us on our socials that are here on your screen. So right away, there's been a battle of the brands, and even if you get online, you'll find that brands have been trying to take every opportunity online to be able to position themselves at an advantage or ahead of the curve, or to get as many followers and engagements as they can possibly amass. Just recently, we had our Githeriman sensation, who brought down the tension and anxiety that was there after the elections, and we saw so many brands, so many corporate brands jumping on that trend to be able to get visibility and get a stake of that. Of course, the digital space brings a lot of marketing opportunities, brings a lot of business, but then it also forms a part of brand identity. And according to the study as well, it also helps employees take ownership or stake of the brand, because it becomes their responsibility to share what is out there for their corporate and to also represent their brand. To jump right into the Daily Nation, to a story that grabbed my attention, because it talks about millennials and more specifically the unemployed youth. It's on page 32 of the Daily Nation, and the millennials have been defined here as the age bracket of 15 to 24. Now, according to experts, and amongst them Dr. Bitange and Demo, there's a feeling that most of these millennials have been cushioned from the harsh realities of life, and so they don't really feel like there's a pressure on them to even create opportunities for themselves. We are living in a digital age where they can leverage a lot of opportunities, but even with all this support, we have a lot of unemployed youth. I mean, the government has a role to play to to enable and facilitate an environment for that. But then again, even you as the millennial, or it's your responsibility to make sure that the millennials around you understand the gravity of this situation and take up their own responsibility so that they are able to create job opportunities for themselves. Now, at the age of 18, which is the legal age, which is the majority age in our country, one should be able to think of how to depend on themselves. And there's also the suggestion that as we go through tertiary education, or even as we go through school, we should create an enabling environment for our young people to be able to initiate their hustles. You talk about hustles all the time. Initiate, revenue generating activities which can go alongside their study, and not treat studies and career opportunities as mutually exclusive factors, because they really need to play on all the opportunities that are available to them, so that we can be able to reduce this menace, because this is a ticking time bomb. If we do not take care of our youth and the economy, we are headed to a disaster. Now, I'd like to wrap up with a great look on the sports section, where Kenya is upgrading a lot of its stadia, because in preparation for the African Nations Championship, they are known as CHAN, the CHAN Games. Kenya has already begun making moves. They've already started renovations at the Nyayo Stadium. However, it's very important to note that if by the inspection of September 7th, we are not ready, or we are not seen to be working towards being ready, the Confederation of African Football has already identified a standby host in Morocco. So a lot of stakes are in this, and we really need to make sure that we are ready, because a lot of these international championships and tournaments bring a lot of visibility to our business environment. They make for a very vibrant economic growth, and we really need to do that. Apart from Nyayo Stadium, other stadia that will be upgraded include the Kipchoge Keino Stadium, the Meru and Machako Stadium. So these are very huge games, and it's important that we don't mess this up. So let's please urge Sports Kenya to make sure that the work is begins in great time. We don't have a lot of the politics that gets in the way of such processes, so that it's a clean, seamless process, and we're able to host these games, because again, it opens up path for our talent, especially our sports talent, to be able to match themselves up with other nations and get mapped internationally, because we are all about developing talent, and we'd like to see the growth of that. So thank you very much for being with me on this edition of the Talanta Eye. I hope that we can continue this conversation online on the socials that are on your screen, so that we can keep these discussions going. Let's talk about let me know what you think about the issues that we've discussed today. Let me also know what your opinions on other issues hitting your news that we may not have touched on, but you've heard about, or are very dear to you. So thank you very much. Until tomorrow, this has been an edition of the Talanta.